tower is on the rocks.
Radiant fortified their structures. Attack the heroes.
They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
Worthy treatment.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under pressure.
Kill!
Odin!
Nothing. How many of you do I have to kill?
Killing spree! On edge!
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I am snared in fire.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
Dire's top tower is about to take the field.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower has rung its last bell. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Simming cave.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this damage.
Come on, sprites!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Middle tower just keeled over. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Bathed in searing heat.
This is some stuff.
See you later, nerd.
Bested.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower. Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
Radiant's middle barracks are taking water. Double kill! Mega kill! Triple kill!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Middle barracks getting more.
Radiant's middle barracks are Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Radiant better raise a defense for their bottom barracks.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
precious bounty.
This will do nicely.
Righteous reward.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Fortified structures
That mean I
can't be
split the
breached.
bounty
I
three
could.
ways.
Monster kill! Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just got sent to the bottom.
Really, Tide Hunter. Radiant's structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is on the rocks. Radiant's middle tower can't handle this daily. Godlike!
Triple kill!
They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower. Radiant's top tower. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Killing spree! Triple kill! Prepare to make way!
Who made you captain?
It's pronounced Admiral.
Такая халява!
30 seconds to battle.
This pleases me no end. I sense distortions in the void.
At last, the battle begins!
Такая халява!
Radiant's courier just drowned in a pool of blood.
No.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder.
Discreetly. Villainy. Here.
Invisibility. Are Radiant using echolocation?
Fortified structures can't be breached.
I could.
Radiant's bottom tower is staggered.
Like a drunk sailor.
Bounty. Is preparation to this.
Dire's middle tower is drowning. Radiant fortified their structures. Attack the heroes. Dire's top tower needs some friends.
Same as you, Time Hunter.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Bounty.
My gratitude.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Double kill!
Throw a line to Radiant's middle tower.
It's Dire's courier, just like your ships. What have we here?
Radiant's top tower is on the rocks. Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind.
Radiant think fortification can save them.
Any port in a storm. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure. Dire's middle tower is drowning. Denied. To the seven from my stone. Dire's middle tower is drowning.
Dire fortified their structures.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Middle tower just got knocked down.
Radiant are scanning for enemies. Triple kill! Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Middle tower is under pressure. Dire are scanning for enemies.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning for enemies.
You haven't failed. This was your greatest success.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge. Radiant's middle tower just keeled over.
dazzle.
Fears of my delight.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind. Radiant structures
Dire structures are fortified.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind. Time about the spyglass attack. Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind.
Dire's top tower is about to take blood.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
To restore the void within. The seeds of
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind. Radiant structures are fortified. Tower is Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Such power.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Radiant's top tower. Just Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower won't last long. Safer in the ocean.
Can't ford an ocean. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has rung its last bell.
Bounty.
No, take that.
Killing spree! Dominating! Double kill!
Go in.
Такая халява.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. to bring down Radiant's top tower. Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind. Tower has rung its last bell.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're running full splash. Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen.
Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
Almighty
Dire's top tower is under attack. Is about to take the plunge. Mega kill! Dire's top tower is under attack. Double for enemies.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Radiant's middle barracks getting what they deserve.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Radiant's courier has been killed. They're fishing for guppies with cannon fire. Radiant's middle tower is
Bounty.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Middle tower is under pressure. Dire's middle tower is dropping. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like a drunk sailor.
The 8 attributes, the 6.5 HP regen, the 2.5 mana regen. This is a very, very low kind of mana pool, can't use the dagger constantly to spare. That's why we saw previously on the Spectre, because it was this farming skill that allowed him to mana kind of sustain, and also to be able to utilize finding them.
Doesn't even describe.
Dominating!
Dire's middle tower is drowning. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Perfect! Of course. Just keeled over.
Sinking, just like your ships. Middle tower is drowning. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower just got knocked down. middle tower is under attack. Are Radiant using echolocation? Killing spree!
Radiant's bottom tower is winning to hand. Double kill!
Small reward.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder. Dire structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower.
Radiant think fortification can save
Radiant's
them.
top tower is caught in a storm. What's this? Dire fortified their structures? Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Dire's bottom tower knows last long.
Radiant's top tower
Dire's bottom tower couldn't withstand the tide. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Oh, let's change the goddess.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire are scanning for enemies.
Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind. Killing spree! Double kill! Golden stay
Double kill! Dire's middle tower is under pressure. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is drowning. I wreck any undersea cable I get my hands on!
RNG's turn to pick.
Dire's turn to pick.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Mirana.
Sweep. We do have a bit of a switch up. They go on the Radiant side. They will pick the Phoenix as well. So we highlight if they're going to go for Phoenix, I want to see them try and protect the Phoenix. That's a bit better. That's better. Honestly, the tree is pretty strong here. You get some, BKB piercing control for the egg combo. Mirana does absolutely destroy the egg. I like this a lot from IG. They might even follow up with the Shadow Demon here just to have the Mirana Shadow Demon combo, which is pretty it's a pretty popular one that we're seeing through the whole kind of iteration of Dota. Again, the Mirana actually got banned out by RNG, but they swapped the Mirana ban for the Clockwork, for the Vengeful Spirit ban, I should say. But I like this opener a lot. I think this is just what RNG needed, a decent team fight, but they just didn't have a way to be able to bring that team fight together with another kind of big AoE controlling stun. Yes, IG have a really good way to deal with the Phoenix egg, and now IG are going to go back for their own kind of team fight in the Tide. JT is really strong on this. You have the Kraken Shell to be able to get out of the root, which is nice. You don't really do anything versus the egg.
10 seconds.
But this is interesting actually with the Tide pickup. Nice threat. I mean, you don't really have an arrow set up as well. I guess Bosch with the slow is kind of nice, but yeah, it's not really the guaranteed. I honestly thought they were going to Shadow Demon with it. But they kind of have to protect the Tide Hunter now with you fourth picking it. So you see the Stark banned out. It's pretty favorable, one of the best favorable matchups versus the Tide Hunter. We're seeing a lot of Morphling bans. I mean, RNG got rid of it last game. I think it was a pretty good game. Just one, it's also getting amplified by Avenge, and whenever it's into like the Phoenix, it feels pretty good. You can be a Manta builder, not like one of the most natural Manta builders, but you are still pretty up there. And I also think that it's probably Fly's like in his top 3 heroes, the Morph. So we do see the that hero kind of take away a lot of times when RNG are playing. Even Emo can play it. I don't think you
5 seconds remaining.
Give the Morphling over to. There is still that capability. Having the flex with being able to run multiple heroes on different players during different roles, but it's more protection for the Tide Hunter. I'm really surprised we're not seeing too much Ursa, honestly, but it's I do want to see how. I mean, we've costed, I think, after RNG last week, just one series against PSG LGD. They did get 2-1, but you're still trying to see how they're able to fare with this new roster. They also lost to VG Gaming 2-1, but they did beat Team Series 2-1, so they played 3 series.
Seconds remaining.
They also 3 this week as well. So we'll see how they're another team who's actually only on 6, so they're also tied with IG on series at the moment. So matter of fact, they're also in 6th position. So we'll see how that fares in particular here. But yeah, it's going to be interesting with how they can play with this new roster, because they didn't have it for the entirety of the DPL. And wow, this is a very early AM pickup, but honestly I don't mind it. Like, Tree doesn't offer any threat because AM's going to be a natural Manta builder. You get rid of the Slark, Ursa, which plays pretty well with the Anti-Mage. Slark's okay. I think there's probably better bans if you would kind of protect the Anti-Mage. The Beastmaster's interesting as too, but you take a look, I mean, yeah, the tree doesn't really offer too much threat. You can either get in or get out of the egg. You are into in the Sentinel lane, you're probably going to have to go for a nice hard support here, and the Lich is relatively decent. Now you have a bunch of kind of kill threat with the Frost Shield on the Anti-Mage, where you can blink forward. Now you got slow for the Marana if you want to try it up as well. RNG, I mean, you're gonna go. What do you probably carry because it's getting revealed? I mean, you're not really. It's not gonna matter because the mid lane matchup's gonna be undecided as well. So it's just more about what you're worried about if you want to pick up this AM counter before his, you know, those heroes get banned out. In particular, that really is the question. But yeah, I mean, you take a look at RNG. I mean, they got very good team fight, man. Phoenix Tree Sentinel again, like with this kind of, I'd say team fight. IG have an okay way to deal with the Marana AM, but they're lacking some form of catch at the moment from RNG. You're not really going to be able to get it from many safe lane heroes, which is kind of the big issue. Go for the lane. Gives him some bursts to try and deal with the Tide. The aim as well, I guess, but you know, he's going to have some magic resistance, some more stun lockdown, and it's back to the stage where I guess this kind of, it would have been this 9th pick mid lane who you just want kind of a matchup where you're going to be able to do relatively well in. You know, you can still come out even as, you know, the enemy team's going to get this overall last pick. So I think IG is looking for a hero that is pretty much at the moment it's like a 4 farming, so 4 fighting and 1 farming. So IG are gonna have to try and draft someone, I think, for Emo, where he can make plays across the map, which is going to be the big factor for them. And with their last couple of bans, they'll try and go for any character that offer any form of lockdown. And, you know, the Void with the Phoenix, just the team fight's also pretty good versus the Anti-Mage. That's pretty much all the lockdown you really get from the position 1. It's at least super strong to deal with the Anti-Mage.
5 seconds remaining.
Could be a Razor's always been this hero with Tide that's just demolishes him in the lane. AM doesn't really care about the Razor because you can blink away. They do have nice stuns though. If they find 1 stun versus the AM, then it could be in trouble. They have a big, I think, window this game before the Anti-Mage gets a Mant where they can, well, at least the Overgrowth is going to be able to provide them extra chain lockdown. You need some stun for IG as well. I'd say the Void Spirit would have been perfect for them. Ember still has the potential. Because it's not the, I mean, Ember, there's actually not a lot of ways to kill the Ember this game. I don't think you need a hero to deal with the egg. You want someone to be able to get onto the Lina. You know, that's a hero that very much, very similar to how the Invoker plays. You kind of squish you just want to sit on the back line, dump out your abilities as much as possible. So I think this last bit, it's also a playmaking hero for IG. I think it really suits what they need here from Emo. Someone to be able to jump the backline, kind of cause chaos. The aim to cause a decent amount of chaos as well, but they don't have this big team fight lineup where they can go into RNG. Maybe someone who's going to play the pick-offs, hunt on the side lanes. Okay. Troll's another one, kind of lock down the Anti-Mage here. So what is this last? And RNG is still looking for their lane. PL is an opportunity, potential because AM does deal with illusions.
10 seconds. Dyer's
Could you even know? They got a Luna, okay. Not really nice with their team fight. Also, AM again doesn't deal with illusions, and you can kind of kill the Anti-Mage. Luna gives you so you can kind of sit in the middle of the fight with the lifesteal that comes out eventually, and you kind of just don't really give a shit. So you're just kind of this, not front line, but you don't, you have to be, because of how low attack, how low your attack range, you kind of have to be pretty content with just sitting in the middle of the fight. Very good team fights, a lot of magic damage from RNG at the moment here. Until Luna starts getting physical, then it's... But it doesn't give them a lot of lockdown. The beam burst, I mean, at least the beam harass of Tide's gonna be annoying. I wonder how this Tide lane's gonna fare. They can definitely bully him early. Tree Lunar Phoenix should be relatively okay. They might try to kill the safe lane beforehand.
Don't you dare pick
Okay,
Tide.
well, is this Tide too? Oh, they could Mirana too, actually. What? Shadow Demon me? What is going on? Hang on. Why did the big Shadow Demon here? So this is a full 4 protect 1 lineup. I don't know much to say about the Shadow Demon. And you've got it far out, man. Tide's gonna be hard to kill. You've got Frost Shield. Now, Frost Shield against pretty much magical damage reliant lineup is not gonna do too much, but you've also got the banishment to stop the chain lockdown. What the heck was that noise? I swear it was like a voice line. It doesn't matter. If you don't chain lock down the AM, and you probably won't because you're gonna have the Shadow Demon in range, then it's gonna make it difficult. They do actually do. I mean, I brought up the Shadow Demon earlier. I didn't think they were gonna last pick it. I didn't think they were gonna pick it mid, but I did bring it up in the fact that I thought they were gonna run a Shadow Demon combo. But I guess that's not really the way I was looking at it. It's really gonna. I got it too much. But this is really interesting. I mean, Lena doesn't lose a lot of matchups, and she can trade relatively well. Like that Dragon Slave has a pretty long cast, distance, or travel distance, I should say. But, you're going to be up. This is my first time seeing BAM Arcana as well, or Persona, I should say. At least in a rank competitive. So this could be nice. I can give my full attention on the new one. I'm just very indecisive with the Shadow Demon. That is my that's my big issue. I mean, you see Lena's already got the stick as well. I mean, this is how you're gonna have to fare. Actually, that was banishment level 1. Maybe to secure a rune. I don't think you'd really pick it up that early if it was just for that though. So if you get it out on Lena, how long the illusions last for? 8 seconds. So how people lost it. But look, let me just simulate 3.7 gain to the 3.3. So Lena should be able to do better last hitting. I imagine Emo is just gonna have to make a lot of plays. The benefit for the arrow. What am I talking about? They find first blood. That's why I'm so surprised he did level it already.
30 seconds to battle.
Especially, I mean, if he's not even gonna play aggressive to try and find arrow stuff, then I'm really surprised. But yeah, we're gonna have to see the Shadow Demon play pretty aggro across the map. This is the full protect 1 lineup, where you're really just giving as much space to the anti-mage, try and make it across the map, find the plays.
We get the good stuff.
This magical game could be it. Your female is able to find levels. You can mass farm the jungle as well. You're able to find a couple stacks there for him. He's able to easily make it on. I want to watch this mid lane for a little bit. I want to see how it actually does end up faring. See, he has to go for the null straight up because he doesn't have this damage advantage. Yeah, the base damage is high for the Lena, so Shadow Demon's got to go for the null there to kind of make up for. Really want to see how he utilizes the banishment. I mean, they do have that. So I guess that's another thing where you've got this now banishment into arrow, so a lot of kill threat actually on Lee. Like you need very good vision for side of RNG, and you already see they place one. This is a ward that we're seeing commonly now. It used to be when these hill wards, I should say high ground ward positions introduced to around the middle lane, even this one up here, we were seeing a lot of teams were prioritizing that ward positioning there. Now it's so goddamn common. So we see this ward spot, we see a ward spot here, and what it does, I mean, we'll show this one in particular because we can see, if you make a movement from bot through the river, it scouts it out. If you make a movement through the stairs, it scouts it out. So you really got to run all the way around, and if you run through here, then you're pretty much going to get scouted as well. So it's a really good, but hard to take away is we're going to see top lane Plywood. He will end up falling. This is a difficult lane to go into. I mean, the Lich be a pretty aggressive support. Pair that up with a hero with the built-in blink, so you can really utilize that kind of frost shield into the straightaway blink on top of you. That was before the level 2 though, so it's just the fact that kind of harass down the Centaur at a fast enough rate here. We'll see he's been in trouble with the beam. Allows super range for the last little bit right click. Kaka needs the help of the creeps to be able to find the damage required to at least avenge the kill here on JT, but no, he's not going to find it. Tries to pop the cell, but when it's really kind of far enough away. How's this matchup still fair? I mean, only 4 last hits here for Emo, so he's really struggling at the moment. See, he's got 2 in the poison. It does have to be very careful about the rotation from Kaka, but the issue is the fact that, I mean, Kaka's got a sentry, so you wants to play with the sentry. I don't think we block the camp. I try for a keyword. We're swimming out. I mean, it's got 5 stacks here, dude. He's gonna be careful. If you find 7th, how much is it? 34, okay. That wouldn't be enough. How much is it going to do, actually? He did a lot. He was pretty full health there. But this is, I mean, he's going to slowly burn him down. Might probably get another, but he doesn't have enough meds for the banishment, so he should be able to get out of range. You see the kind of constant harass that's actually eventually coming up, but you're just lacking the mana sustain at the moment here. Top lane Centaur. Doesn't have any mana, so the damage is lacking. Firefly's even a block 4, but not really a perfect blink range for him to follow up there. A lot of harassment coming through on the side lanes, maybe the middle lane as well, but Shadow Demon's gonna, I guess, use a lot of his gold to try and find mana, and the Lena's gonna use a lot of her gold to try and find sustain. I mean, already has the bottle. We will see the movements from the supports from this 4-minute mark. Super's already starting to make that rotation to the middle lane. That arrow is very far off the mark. He's got 2 points in the living room. That's actually be pretty important here, but Kaka might. I mean, Superstar boots. Kaka can still leap away, but he can't contest this room. In fact, we're gonna see it top instance the illusion. Ball. Gonna try and get range, at least arrows it, but not that it really does anything. So DD still refills the bottle, and Island's just gonna start trying to cut the wave here. Doesn't, and we get a lot of times Centaur's cutting the wave when you've got 3 points up and retaliate at that level 5 stage, but now he knows he can't lane head to head, so he's gonna try and do his best as he can to drag it all the way around. And he's like, alright, thanks. I'll get this free big. Oh, okay, range creep got killed. I'll get the free big creep there, and all he does is a boss blast. This is the boss, but hey, it's okay. Bounty's gonna come out too as well. Looks like Kaka's just gonna refill the bottle for Emo. That's in last hit, so keeping up. See if he's gonna be able to go back and try and refill the. Oh, Mike denied. Oh, close one, close one. So the one good thing coming out from Victor's game is the fact that Firefly is getting a lot of farm top. You know, 13 last hits. Flyman's still, after that first death, he could be in trouble. He's out of mana. Pops the mango. It's going to increase the damage that the anti-mage is doing here, but it's up for the hook stomp to give him the space. Firefly can still blink forward, but they just don't have any slows to enable that kill potential there. And we're seeing the rotation come out from Kark. This is now after that ward has expired. They're even going to bring other support in the Lich mid, but they can turn. The Arrow Super should be aware of the positioning. A lot of time Mirana's sitting on the back line. Very nicely done. This is the best spot for the Mirana to find arrows at his back, because a lot of the time with your camera work, you want to try and put your hero at the bottom of the camera, because you want to see as much of the top side as possible. But if you're playing against the Mirana, you've really got to change your camera work and have your hero in the middle so you can see a little bit of the backside as well, because you want to see everywhere. You know, usually if you're early on, you're not worried about your behind. Holy, what's that kill? Bottom. Kaka will fall. GP. So trying to man fight here. I mean, as soon as when they get that in range of the Anchor Smash, they can't really do anything. And mana for game, it's going to be up pretty soon. JT does have to be kind of careful here. Yeah, like I was saying, he actually purged Emo up to 4 seasons. One more might be enough, and it is. Lena's gonna fall inside the base. That's a T as well, which feels pretty feels bad, man. I have to make the dreaded run back to the middle lane. But it's 2 for 2 on the kill count early on. That's pretty big, the fact that Shed even finds that kill there. It's gonna fall back, try and make some stacks. Should have the double ones to be able to utilize here. It's also gonna be able to give over the middle lane to Kaka. Now I do see a couple times that the Mirana doesn't mind going for the treads when you're forced to kind of deal with the Phoenix egg. Just tanks you up a little bit more attack speed as well. Yes, you do get that attack speed with the leap. Looks like he's got the arcane, probably going forward that energy booster queued up here. But we are seeing RNG. This is actually something I didn't bring up in the draft as well, is that they have a hero that's really going to be able to utilize the ancient camps, this kind of, you know, triangle area of the map now for Radiant, that it has been changed. I really do think we're going to see a lot more Radiant teams that are going for the Medusas, the Drows, the Luna, the Gyros, these heroes that can farm multiple camps, you know, ancient farming heroes, you know, can take stacks when they're in close vicinity. So I think we're going to see that, but Fly can have a really good timing with this Battle Fury. He has, of course, we see the Wraith Band, the Ring of Protection as well, so out for Ollie. Actually have to TP out. Can they get in range DD? No, not going to be able to. I mean, well, down bot Karkar's going to be able to. That's a lot on Courier. That's one Gloves of Haste and the Mold Mask, man. That's pretty much mates. That's like all his goddamn net worth just gone for a minute 30 here. That's nice. I don't think he's going to be pressured out too much. Farming speed though. So be about the lane. I mean, he's got Glaives 3 points in, so you see him going to do as much as possible. This is the nice thing about the Lunar, is that you're a hero that does not need to buy this farming steroid item like the Battle Fury for the Anti-Mage. So, you know, 47, 46, how much is it? 41. I'm completely off the mark. Holding it. Rotation over. Arrow will connect here. Nemo maxed out points in the poison, so Super will fall to the magical damage. Very nicely done. Protecting that ward position in IG. You're gonna have to do something about top though. Do they want to protect it, or want to try and make movement? They don't have the greatest lineup to take objectives, which is the one big issue with that lineup, is that Radiant are going to be able to take a far superior advantage with the map control, just going from tower to tower. We already see with DD kind of showing top with Flywind as well. They're going to smoke up. I mean, this could be pretty obvious. They cover up the middle lane. They've got a nice ward on the backline. DD and Felix going to get scouted out here, but the issue is that Flywind still hasn't retreated fast enough. So Emo, if we can find the bench, Smoke's going to pop. Flywind will be fine, however. They get the vision now, but I mean, they're gonna at least take a fight by the bounties. Even if they don't get that, a fight might still be forced out here nonetheless as they're scouting the poison. Flywind gonna stand on top of it. I mean, gets it before the banishment. It still sets up the arrow. He's got the stampede. They need to try and bring it down throughout the duration. Looks like they're not gonna be able to, but back in this game's Flywind. Makes up a high ground, but oof, Emo. A lot of poison stacking up there. Nice gate to drag him back as soon as that stampede came out. They held on to all their lockdown for as long as possible. At least they gauged for as long as possible. And now Emo got involved in 3 kills here. Has 1,200 gold in the bank. A little bit of regen coming out for himself here, but Emo is what I was expecting. I'm not gonna lie. 3 kills, 59 losses. It's a good thing about the Shadow Demons to probably go back to the jungle. But the big question is that you need to have and also actually rushing the battlefield, it looks like. Tread's not probably not now, but maybe in like 4 minutes, 4 or 3, they might try and smoke and get a ward around the triangle camp. There aren't any stacks just yet for the Luna to claim. Has got this Mask of Madness now completed. They really need to shove out Monet, because Radiant is doing a good job of putting pressure on Fly, who's still finding a decent amount of farm here, top of the net worth at the moment. But you take, I mean, what can the issue is that Dire can't put pressure on towers, so you have to kind of answer with your own kind of smoke to defend your own objectives instead of putting aggressive movements on towers, as we see in mid. Managed to mix it up. Arrow's going to be a bit late here. Still finds the mark on top of the tree protector, but for IG, they've got the numbers for the rotation. Since Gage cancels out the AP Emo once again. Beautiful factor of the Shadow Demon with Rana combo. Not that it's going to be the support duo, but it doesn't matter. The exposition to Shadow Demon. I mean, Emo's about to have Aethelins completed. We kind of saw the factor last game of the Shadow Demon when you can get that survivability potential. Now Emo's already going to have this increased cast range plus the talent, and he gets the value regen. This is lovely to see from Dire. It's all going their way. Like, yes, you lose the tier 1 tower top. I don't mind Firefly rushing this. It's a pretty greedy build, but if you can get away with it, it's just going to mean he gets that Battle Fury faster because we brought up the fact on it. It's an actual built-in farming mechanism. But here comes you have this tier 1 tower still available, so important for them to defend the towers because they're actually get initiative the FJT. Night Ravage, I'll try and chop the chain frost. It's an immense amount of damage with the bounces back and forth. Actually turn away now with the egg on cooldown. They also pop the stampede to super full. Look at the chain frost, man, the slows. Oh my god, RNG. You've got to try and disengage here, but they should be able to follow up. Flying stuck out in the tree line. JT with the Helm Gun's going to be able to catch him out. Now there's going to be another dip for RNG. Felix going to be careful if he moves back forward. As the dive is on cooldown, Karkar chucks the arrow, won't find the connection. Felix really aggressive here. Emo gets the purge now. I mean, the Phoenix finds a kill, but I think it's going to pay the price here with the dive. Up in 3 seconds, the poison adding up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Emo will claim his 5th kill of the game. And guess who's farming? Guess who's farming, boys? It is Firefly, the lady with this new persona. Battle Fury now top of the 110 last hits. It's getting incredibly on game. They force out the Luna before the Luna leaves the lane herself, so is going to have to make the farming rotation to the top side, where this you really don't want to, but that's kind of where the Deadlands can be situated. I don't mind this Helm as well for the tire, and it's going to give you a lot of potential to be able to take it backwards, because they kind of need that. They definitely need that. He's also going for the Vlad's incredibly strong item with the anti-mage. Not that anyone else is really going to utilize it. I guess the tire will, of course, with the anchor smash, but 2000 network lead. 14 minutes into the game here, we got a pretty big experience lead though for IG. And, this is important because the Phoenix, only level 7. You got Protector level 6 as well. So it's you have a lineup where Phoenix is always reliant on his experience, be able to get that, the kind of all the abilities maxed out. Mainly the Supernova getting that egg hit count at a higher rate. Karkar, I believe, got scouted out with that mango tree. Not 100% certain. The ward definitely will see him permanent. But they got their own ward on the higher ground. There's no trees. Karkar's gonna actually pop the Moonlight, but Felix able to find it. We're trying to deal with the courier. He's still got one more lead to a TPR potentially if he wants to go for it. He's gonna try to now with LSA off the mark. Karkar's fine. I mean, that's a lot of space. As we see, that's the name of the game, man. Anti-mage, space. Give them camping fire. They're gonna try and take the fight because they got the one high ground here, so IG. And this is also an arcane rune for Emo. So 1.8 second cooldown on top of the poison. And he's trying to protect advantage at the moment. Looks like Emo might be able to find a kill on Super Wall. He's trying to track D-Ward, and man, that was a lot of damage with that anchor. And another blink that could complete for the Shadow. It's been second in the net worth, 6-0 and 2. Sentinel's got his own blink now. It's kind of the one big thing from Radiant that they were lacking a decent amount of initiation. I really want to. I'm kind of surprised. Radiant knows a lot more, but this is definitely not where you want your farming carry to be. Maybe you're worried that Dire are going to smoke up and infiltrate your triangle camp because they do have this ward that I was highlighting. They want to place around the Ancients, but I think that's where the Luna wants to be farming the Ancient camps, and you put the Train Protecting Deadline. Nice duel for the Purge. Going to be able to drag him back down straight away. Now with the back line, he's nowhere to deal with them unless they want to get the Mirana there. So it looks like Dire's going to hard retreat. Lena will still actually end up falling to Emo as Oli retreating on a slither of HP. And then just Grass is off the mark there, and we also see now under threat Monet. He's going to try and cut him off. He's got the Ravage, mid-power with Felix. In trouble, they're able to get the banishment of Felix. He does have the dive. Is the arrow lockdown going to be enough for Emo to get the poison? It will be. And now in the meantime as well, they'll catch out the ultimate. Now that's a big one. That is a beauty there. And JT's got the next target as well. Flywin, he's got the blink. 4 seconds here to follow up. The Husson's a little bit off the timing. They need to bring the numbers. They've still got Ravage if they want to take the fight here. JT can get it on power, but he's going to try and get a range for shields on cooldown. He doesn't really have many abilities to be able to cast out as well. So JT, it's frost shield at the last second. He's going to be able to stay alive there, but does have to pop the Ravage. RNG, not a threat of losing that T1 tower mid. It still goes to show how poorly IG can take objectives. But Fly will fall with top net worst. Who got that kill? And I mean, Kaka? Another courier.
Shadows.
It stayed alive actually because the level from an 8. And now he's in trouble. They got the detection. Should be able to get that D1 higher.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle this deluge.
Okay, never mind. Do they know it's there? They might not even know it's there, to be honest.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I really want to see Radiant lead bot. I think you need to give this lane to Super. He needs his Blink Dagger. Like, this is a hero that farms the dead lane incredibly well. JT, IG just getting caught out once again here. He's not going to be able to protect you. Now they're even going to get rid of that Helm Dome to try and stampede. Whether it's to deal with them, whether it's just to allow them to get the Helm Dome or protect mid, I'm not sure. Because no one looked like they were on the throat. But when it's getting found, Emo's going to try and wrap here with Blink forward, setting up. I need some more fall. He's right next to the towers. Emo's going to be careful. He's got a big spree that he might give away here. He doesn't have the follow-up. Hayes can still Poison's adding up to the 3, but it's not going to be enough as we see Super fall. Everyone's going to try and blink away. Felix also going to get out here as well. He's got the dive, so makes it behind the T3 tower mid. This will reveal now the ward. I mean, you have to get the tower now. Without ward getting revealed, you really need to take away this objective kind of it's more like a defensive mechanism for Radiant to be able to really hinder Invictus Gaming's movements inside the dome, and they're not going to be able to. Still just a farm game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Take a look at a couple of the tier 2s, and we'll take a look at them at 90 minutes. We'll go through the graphs real quick, because still this net worth lead from Invictus Game at the moment. Actually, very big win, 90%. Not Helm Dome, no. Alright, so where's the tree man? Because he needs blink. Is it in range? Yeah, it is. Okay. High ground. Ollie is in trouble here. Very deep in dire territory. They might be able to bring the reinforcements, but looks like Ollie is just going to end up falling and no one will come to save him. Everyone's got out of the tier 2 neutral items. Very early pickup from them. Now that the Lich dead, it really kind of hinders Dire's potential to be able to keep the T1 tower alive. Nemo can kind of chuck up the poison, but it's not going to matter. So that's actually a pretty big kickoff here from RNG. Now we're going to open up the root control. Gives you a lot more map control as well, nonetheless. Now you can continue making movements. They've got the bounties that are about to spawn.
Radiant's top tower is under
In the meantime, we take a look though. Fly is getting an immense amount of farm. Bantha is cleared. Top of the net worth ahead of this Luna. What's the GPM? 585 fluctuating. It's looking very good right now, but they're trying to protect the T1 towers. It's just so incredibly important. You got to Dream Protector, all you got to do is keep these towers alive. But Dire, this is where they want to take the fight. Is that ward in range? It is, right?
Radiant's glory has been killed.
And so they got the water around the secret shop. Going forward, Karkos sets up the banishment. Free kill for them before he's able to get the egg off. That's massive. Godlike bring that from Emo. They'll pick up the Atos, which is going to be pretty big here.
Radiant.
And Fly is still going to be able to take the T1 tower. Man, this tower's just dying though. Let's see if Ray can protect it. Flywind's going to wrap around.
This deluge.
They do end up getting that ward eventually.
Radiant fortified their structures.
So there's no blink, man.
Radiant's tower can't handle this deluge.
Dire really posturing to try and take this out. It's important you kind of bring it down from 4 to 0. Otherwise, it's the true protector with 3 points in the living arm. It's just going to be able to kind of keep those towers alive at a steady rate here. So I still feel like this game's gonna slow down a little bit. You know, we're not really seeing too many smoke movements coming out from anyone. Feels like they're pretty content with, you know, allowing the anti-mage to find the farm, allowing the Luna to find the farm. You know, the EKB is going to be a pretty big timing though. And on top of the JT, it's protected with the backline support to move this game. Not going to move forward at all. And then trying to shove up the side lane. So what's the next item for the strategy? I mean, it's actually going to go for the Dagon. He's already got the bots on increments. I love kind of the bots pickup. He really wants to have impact across the side lanes, and now they catch up on it. He's chopping, he can't up the folks. Whoa, arrow on Martha, trying to protect him with the Stampede, but it's not a matter. The rest of Radiant can't get in range, and that is exactly what I was going to bring up with the boost. I'm not even going to like it. I mean, well, JT? I mean, Flatwind Stampede's on cooldown. If Oli can get in range to cancel the blink, but it's not going to matter. And that's what you need to do with the bots, man. Like, you still need to put pressure on them. Mirana and Shadow need to be going from side lane, hunting wherever the Luna's farming, and you have this setup. That's pretty much all IG have until the time gets a blink back. Arrow actually clips on top of the tree for its dear fly. Use this blink, so won't be able to get in range.
Top tower is on the rocks.
Actually going to try and blink top and take the tier 2. Fly is going to have to be their objective taker this game. I don't have anyone else to do it, so we're probably going to see him itemize to deal with that. They're going to Roche? I mean, their lanes are in a pretty good... Top's pushed out, mid's even. Bots in Radiant's favor. But bot big issue with Roche if you're Radiant. Tree does have blink now, but you take a look, I have very far superior vision advantage, and I'm probably going to try and play around Moonlight, get a pick off before Radiant have the numbers in the area. And Roche is actually fallen. I mean, pitch before Radiant scout this out. They are TPing mid, so it looks like they're well aware of this. Felix had a smoke, but can they get there in time? And he's actually scouted out here with the Chain Frost. Not going to do an immense amount of damage. They're pulling forward. Where's the protection coming? They might actually end up getting dived here. They're going to be careful. Somehow, but it's going to be able to stay alive. Only will fall now. Super with the real the blink dive. The man's going to be able to do a job. Egg doesn't kill not there. JT's going to walk back forward, but number 7 can't see now. It's not going to do anything. He's massive amount of damage. Manifold it. Management once again. Sets brings down the leaner. So the 1-1 Radiant use all their ultimates. Honestly, I thought it was going to be an instant fight. RNG were going to force RNG to continue diving them, and then they just jump on them with Centaur Blink, with Tree Blink as well. But their team fight doesn't get executed once again. Egg just wasn't in the middle, so it didn't stun anyone. Overgrowth was pretty decent, but it's already picked up from the main stage, means Overgrowth does nothing. Like, all you're doing in this game is holding Manta for the Overgrowth, and once that comes out, that's when you pop it. And they also see Super. So let's see if JT is going to be able to find him in the trees. But I don't have a ward on the high ground. Really, I play from IG. I mean, that's how Ava's picked up as well. So, Ava, gotta be careful. He's used the banishment aggressively here. It's a big streak. Beyond God, like, he actually ran into full. You'll set the Ava to get out. I think he might, and he does. 853 gold, but they want the target on 8. Fly should be able to deal with Felix, and he does so successfully. Carcass hunting. Arrow's gonna be up in 4 seconds. Needs to hold it so Monet can't TP out. In the meanwhile, we'll take a look at this. Let's will end up falling. Oh, Monet. Oh, Duke can dive. So they lost 2. That's a big spree as well from Shadow Demon. You give it over to the Phoenix. 1700 gold now afterwards. A little bit too early of a setup coming through from him, unfortunately. He's still second in net worth, man. He's so farmed. You're still doing well. Bottom of the last for all the calls, but he's still doing really, really well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
7,000 net worth lead from Victus Gaming. 93 win probability as well. The ages for another 3 minutes. 20, so they're really trying to utilize this with taking objectives. They got this guy up on Fly, who's got a 4,000 net worth advantage, so pretty much a full item and a bit over the Luna. So really going to try and push the pressure. So also got a decent level advantage as well. 4-second blink cooldown. Massive range as well. They pop Glyph from Radiant, they're not even going to... I'm not completed. It dissembles the mob.
Stiff win. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Can they take mid? That's tricky. I think you need to pick up before you take mid. Still, I'm worried with the Radiant's fight. They're unable to really execute it. Comes down to against initiation. It is very difficult though. Until IG get this blink dagger on the tide, you can't always rely on the banishment into the arrow. It's a very good pick off, but in a team fight, hard to execute when you've just got multiple heroes that can take it up. Maybe creeps are in the area too. So, cool pop. He just scouted him out with the ward on the high ground, so really nicely done from Super.
Dire's top tower.
Remember, Radiant don't have Glyph as well for this. They're going to try and protect top with the LSA to kill the trees. Karka's going to try and flop, but unfortunately they don't scout them out.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
It can actually wrap around and cut them off here potentially. Flyman's going to be careful. Put the BKB, but... Okay. I was going to say, what the heck's going on? No, what? No. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, why it slow? No one gave away 200 gold. Can't be doing that. Radiant, everyone's mid. Except
middle tower can't handle the
Lunar, I should say. So just gonna try and slow siege down. And Flatfly already got that basher as well. So you see that guy have the map control, and Firefly is just increasing the net worth. I mean, we're about 4,000 ahead now. It's a little over 5,000, 5,700. So Firefly really holding up the management until the overgrowth. Very important for the end mage at the moment. This tower's hard to bring down unless they do it from full to zero. Looks like when it gets back to shed, he's still gonna try to shove it up, but Firefly might have to heal back up. They're gonna commit to try and bring it down. I mean, they can blink forward and burst him. So they deal with the TP mid, so top should get easy now. But he's getting shoved in, so Emer's gonna try and protect it, but that's it. Another thing actually with the bots, because Luna's just going to shut up the side lane, so the banishment's really strong. It's not going to do too much with the anti-mage, but really strong against the Luna. Fly pops the Mancer on the Athos. Instant counts. Not going to get caught out. They do see Super. So they know they're not with the full team at the moment. RMG will end up losing all their powers to the Aegis here. It's going to tick out in 10 seconds. So IG did very well with this Aegis. All the other powers claimed. Massive amount of net worth increase from them with this stage. I wouldn't say mass, maybe about 2,000? I just came up with time there. About 3,000. But it's because the anti-mage keeping ahead, and you see the rest of the heroes though. Like Emo is further and further ahead, the Tide further and further ahead. So it's not just the anti-mage, it's the rest of the team. Oh, the Dentor is 2,000 gold behind his counterpart. The Lean is 3,000 gold behind her counterpart as well. You didn't have to play the numbers game now. You've got to play 5, play around your vision. It's a really good spot for them to take a fight. They've got the outpost, they've got Super to pop the smoke as well. So I'm going to be careful. Right, run into Super, blinks in top of the river, straight into JT. Now they can fall off if they want to, they will. Super brought down a couple of hits here. They've got a gem, so all they're going to be able to take care of one wall. That other wall will eventually get taken away as well. Radiant don't take a fight around that vision is going to be pretty important because they actually dump everything to buy with those 2 walls. And they can't take a successful fight where they wanted to try and set up a bait. Flywin? He's got BKB, but now they're going to try and retreat forward. Do they have jet? You got to bring him. No, but that's 10-second duration there. Now Fly with a D. Blade's coming out of the courier, I believe. He doesn't have the red line, but he's in trouble to get him. Oh no!
Arms for the dead.
All of attraction, just say bash a couple of times, and the universe will provide. Jesus, man, you hate to see it if you're DD. You just hate first hit bash. It's like, are you kidding? Are you serious? You could have done it any other time, but really first hit. It's Blade coming out for the AM. And it's not dead for long because only level 17. AM's only 25. Fly is needs one more camp until he has this. magic resistance is going to be pretty strong. I don't think they'll go for the Mana Void this game. But I'm going to take a fight. Why not, JT? Cool down for Radiant. You have a very nice ward on the higher ground, so they're going to be careful. But the constant Solar Crest on Fly. You might just go up higher ground here, honestly. There's the vision coming out from Dire. See? Blink. Not up to the shit. Takes the Ravage. Gotta be careful. The Sunray does a lot of damage to the top after that percent damage. That's a half HP. JT, oh my lord. Might they like a force or something? I think Graves instead. I agree, it's actually pretty good because it's gonna get rid of the roots. But now IG once again, I mean, all of a sudden 16,000 net worth. Just keep the map in your favor. You have very aggressive vision that makes it hard for Dire to get outside the base. They're protecting their walls incredibly well. And I'm like, hey, he's in trouble. They're going to be pistol-blading outside the 80. They're going to try to protect the Sunray. Champion as well allows Raiden to spin in rounds. He doesn't take a lot of damage from the game. So the BKB to be able to utilize this ball. Now the Glimmer Cape IG, do they will take the fight. They're going to try and wrap around JT on top of the backline. It's going to blink fall off now. 80 points well with the banishment firing. Pops the BKB. And he can sword. Can they with the shit? It's going to try and deal with the rest of the heroes. It's perfect. On the floor. JT's never going to wrap your fast up here. One hero is going to be dead on Dire. And then can they take the fight? Fly shit on top of the high ground. Going to try and deal with the Centaur, but can't bring him down. They can pull back if they want to. JT, who has a Ravage, prepping it up, ready to wait after Optima. They get the barrage. Look at the target! And the Ravage! 5, 18, the counter initiation is just going to melt through all of them. RNG, you can pump them free, but buybacks together. Your base is going to be in shambles as well. Luna, no buyback available. Fly inside the base, melts it up with the Mana Void. Wow, this anti-mage is completely untouched, getting the Abyssal Blade as well. They're going to buy back on the Phoenix. I went to trouble here. Emo has to fall up in a Firefly, has gone high his team fight. Triple kill for Emo. What? This Shadow Demon has just been breathtaking from Dire. What a pick. The G's are dropped at the biggest gaming. I want to clap, man, because this Shadow Demon, I believe in it. And man, oh man, it just dumpstered. You better give those capital G's, man. That was an incredible performance from this gaming. An incredible performance from the Shadow Demon. That is massive for this game. Massive, because now they jump up into 3 and 4. They
formation so far. Team Neon, they have kept running into that formation. Yeah, more often than not, they are winning those team fights, but every time, regardless of who wins the fight, the more they keep getting spaces. Now it looks like Yopash just gonna get melted. During the draft, I said how hard of time he would have getting out, especially with this itemization, and well, that could be a free road for Execration here, which is really everything they need in order to take charge of this game, in order to put themselves in a commanding position with their Morphling here, who is still 1k away from the Feral Blade, but we are gonna see one-shots, ladies and gentlemen, one way or another, and I hope you are as hyped for that as I am. Oh, there we go. Nature's Prophet giving some vision, but Steve's just easily killed off. There is CM who's finished up an entire Mjolnir by now. Look at that AoE damage, it's insane, and there's the Tango roll. Nothing to the Viper on its butt, and down goes the Viper. Next up is the Morphling. Viper bought back, but Execration, that Roche could have put them in a winning position this game. Now instead of Neon pulling ahead, there's the Field Protector coming in with an ultimate, knocking down everyone, but there's the turnaround with the Earthbird coming in. And down goes Jakiro, down goes DBZ on the Speed of Chain, and next up, the Viper is gonna hit the floor. Scam, he gets himself the Roche kill, and the Aegis as Field Protector will be the last kill of the fight. That's a team wipe. That was a team wipe with fight. Weaver now has an Aegis. Oh man, Team Execration. They just played some beautiful defensive Dota, and I think had they waited, if only they had waited for that freaking Feral Blade before going for a Roche play like that, they would have by now almost won the game. They would be somewhere here right now trying to push the Radiant high ground. Or it doesn't even have to be the Feral Blade. I don't just want to blame the Morphling. They were missing any one core item. Everybody was so low health, nobody was able to finish them in that last fight, and then the buybacks came out. But the thing with buying back is it can be such a big advantage if you actually go for a kill, and such a big drawback if everybody is low health and you can't really secure any kill immediately. Because you have to create space, you have to create an opening for your team fight to rejoin the fight, which we saw fail with that Viper buyback at the start of the reinitiation there. Viper teleported over to the mid lane, got spotted out during the TP, and immediately everyone from Team Neon repositioned themselves. As for this Weaver, he is now opting for a BKB. I mean, going for a full Mjolnir already seems kind of greedy, but you saw the AoE he did last fight, I saw the AoE he did last fight, and with the Nature's Prophet, you got more AoE to add to that as well. I mean, yeah, Cypher Rapid, he's just kind of been playing that teamfight Nature's Prophet so far, going for a mech, going for a Pipe of Insight, but it looks like we are gonna see some Farmhammer gaming, as that's gonna be the second Mjolnir picked up by Cypher Rapid here. And I mean, other than the mech and the pipe, I don't really think there's a lot of support types you want to build in Nature's Prophet. I mean, maybe drums if you really do a lot of pushing, or an Assault Curse of course, but I could very well see Cypher Rapid just... Ooh. We've got the Shadow Blade coming in, which nowadays, yeah, it's ridiculously strong since the patch, but in my opinion, it also just kind of ridiculously feels like very slow to go for, and every time you pick up a Shadow Blade, you either need to... Well, either you go Blitz Knuckles, really benefit off the attack speed, or you go the Shadow Amulet early, use it for a kill or two. And I feel like a lot of players, because Shadow Amulet, you mostly just went that for the extra attack speed. Shadow Blade used to be such a nice and fun item to build, but a lot of players have kind of forgotten how to work, have kind of forgotten how to utilize the quick invis, set traps for their opponents that way. And since then I feel like Shadow Blades become a little bit less popular of an item. Here I think it's definitely one of the potential ways to go for Cypher Rapid, but he wants to continue going for the Farmhammer. As long as he's able to make a position, just, you know, put yourself up here somewhere on the high ground if you want to attack down here, or up any high ground near the team fight to attack downwards. Just going for damage and making sure you can stay in your mech range, stay in your pipe range. Why not? I mean, he's already doing the job of 2 heroes in the... And yeah, the Shadow Blade may keep the auras, may, you know, keep the aura carrier alive a little bit longer to the mech going off 1 extra time in a team fight or something. But screw it, you got a Weaver. Damage, just get pushed, force the aggression. Execration, they want their Ethereal Blade here. They want the Morphling to be able to one-shot people. If you kill up everyone before the Morph is really able to one-shot people here, Execration aren't gonna have a game in the next 5 minutes. Well, not gonna have a game is a strong word for Morphling who's second in gold net worth. But Weaver is still gonna be able to compete for a while.
Dire's top tower needs some friends.
I'm kind of surprised we don't see a smoke from the top of Neon at this point. They could have definitely tried forcibly initiating a team fight, but runes being split 50-50 when they have Farm Hammer and an Age Prophet. I don't know, it just seems like Neon are printing money too fast anyhow. That's 2 cores that are relevant Cyber and CM up against payloads on the Morphling. Since, well, I did mention the hero falling off. Team Execration, they didn't quite manage to push enough aggression, didn't quite manage to get enough out of their Jakiro to at this point still be able to have a good game here. Just sitting in a highly dangerous spot, it's gonna reveal himself. Just giving the impression that he has a team behind himself, that he is now regrouping with Shakira. Coming in with haste, and that's actually surprisingly well strategically played, at least if the objective is to just trace. If the impression there is no team fight. There's just a bunch of people hoping for some space to be created for the Morphling here. Okay, now we are gonna see the Viper come in. So Neon, they think they're going to set up for a team fight, and they still are actually. Beautiful Queen of Pain ultimate means forcing the Weaver goal. That is gonna be the Nation's Trumpet. Frontlining and getting dropped, but everyone else is low as well. It's gonna be the Jakiro dying off. Yeah, he's got that right tick damage. And until the Morph commits his ultimate, he was losing that 1v1 actually. Even with a bit of lifesteal. And Ken will be the next one to be locked down. Yeah, delivering the damage, 1 hit after another. Down he goes. Looking for more, and that's gonna be payload caught and chased by the real Weaver, but Weaver decides not to take that chase, instead just wants to push with his team as Neon remain pulling ahead, furthering their advantage here.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
That's gonna be the bot tier 1 tower dropping.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Right sectors can't be breached.
I could. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Radiant's middle tower can't be
Breaking loose with the Richter ultimate. He comes down, he decided to hero. And down goes the Morph. I think that's GG. That wasn't much of a fight. I did not even get to yell as much as I wanted to there, but the thing is, one thing that Team Neon have been very consistent with this entire game is disabling Raging Potato. This is Kiro the fights where he was able to just do his thing, hit his spells, he had so much impact, but after a while, every single fight, Jakiro got silent. He just got silent over and over and over again.
Dominating! Odin! Bottom tower is about to flounder!
It's gonna be a return kill at the end on Decisive Remy there. Team Execration, they may have been put to a point of almost return. They aren't fighting till it's over. So who knows how much longer this game is gonna go on. I think with the next row spawning, it should be the end for good. Stunned up, getting again and again and again.
If you're not a single mind,
down he goes. And looks like it will be the only kill for Time. I mean, Team Neon, they can bide their time. They can just wait for the Roche as long as they don't lose any more heroes, lose any free kills here. Fine. Oh, play hard. So he went forward, thinking with his Blink Dagger he could react. And I mean, against every other hero he could have reacted, but that is the way to make a comeback for Team Execration. Just get one pickup after another, one Morphling farms. Hope that Morphling is able to go for a one-shot or two. All of that bundled gold to, you know, get this Morph 6 slotted. Get Morph to the point where he's just way harder carry than the Weaver. So I think even if the Morph out carries the Weaver, at some point or another that's not gonna matter. But another thing I think that Team Neon can still do if this Morphling becomes too scary, the Morph cannot be contained anymore, just pick up a Skullbacker. Just get yourself Pangolier, a little bit more CC, sitting in the back lines, making sure that the Morph is gonna get stun locked up, can't really escape the Weaver. Osgam, I wonder what he's gonna go. Interesting build too for going the mana break. Some pro players tend to always go the mana break because even a single time where you upset, oh boy, you're upsetting people. Raging Potato, he is gonna get stun locked up, gonna get killed off, Yopash. That Earth Spirit, he knows a thing or two about positioning, that's for sure.
Radiant's bottom tower is
like a drunk sailor. Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
Tier 2 tower getting melted all the while more. Continuing to farm up, almost got that BKB. Once that BKB is done on the Morphling, I think we are gonna see a high ground defense. I think we're gonna see final attempt whether or not this game can be ended.
Is about to take the
here.
plunge.
Dire have the spyglass at hand.
Set in stone.
And we got a scan from the Dire that... Okay, it is gonna end on a triggered scan, which means that Execration, they're gonna be smoking up, they're gonna expect Neon to be contesting this Roche right now. Look at Skiam playing the vision game too. He is making sure to get into the Roche pit undetected. Execration. Maybe they should have beelined into the Roche pit. A minute ago there was only 3 committed. Now There's a perfect position to deal with initiation, and I think Neon they do not mind this at all. Weaver still not too worried. It loses a decent chunk of health. It's gonna walk out of the pit. But no fight gun break loses. Execration. They really well. Tough far behind. Just powerfully and conservatively. They need to play it in order to not just lose over the span of the next couple of minutes. That is gonna be a road contested. That is gonna be that soul basher as well on the Cavalier. One more answer. The more fling. And with this Weaver damage output, I mean, that's just gonna melt. In comes the Earth Spirit. Yopaj, I haven't really talked about his items much, but he does not need items. He just needs people on the page himself. He's doing that all game. And now Ken is gonna get dropped. He goes comes forward, but even with the BKB and lifesteal, Morph may not be able to sustain himself. If he wants to get the Pangolier, he will get the Pangolier. Most likely so at the cost of his own life. No buyback. No Morphling, and the Weaver is looking for more. He's got the because he can now dive the entire team like Weavers love to do. Instead, just gonna pick up that rune. Oh, hey, Raging Potato, you want to do that rune in exchange for your life? Well, no, you're just gonna die. Execration for the love. This time they played well, and I think the first Roche was really what made the difference here. The first Roche really determined that the game was destined to go this way. They had really just not made a lot of mistakes. That's how they won from that first Roche. And that's a lot of times how high level Dota goes anyhow. You wait for your opponent to make a mistake while not making one yourself. It's that easy. You do not have to make crazy outplays. You do not have to go for crazy, complicated smoke maneuvers or something. Just look for a big enough mistake to punish your opponents for, and then you start to snowball. You just have to sit around, wait for the snowball to grow. That's what Neon did here. And from Neon, it's a perfect game. From Execration, it feels really sad, especially considering how close they've made it up until this point. But here, it looks like it's just gonna be Megas, if not the end of Melton. With that, probably a GG in absolutely no time.
Someone should help Dire's top barracks. Dire's top barracks have fallen.
Like stabbing fish in a barrel.
Raging Potato is gonna go down. And the big Potato Rex is gonna go down as well. Viper looks man fight up against Yopaj. Is gonna be able to get that much going at least. That is a huge Earthburn ultimate though, and there comes the Pangolier. Looks to be the cleanup after a teammate has laid down his life like that, and it looks like with the Weaver, the damage is gonna be there. That is gonna be a kill on Ken. No buyback for him. RR will be the next hit. Does have a buyback, but that's all he can do right now. And BDZ, I mean, gets caught. Does manage to get himself back. So much action, so many buybacks. A Team Neon, they say, you know what? You're gonna scare us away. So be it. That Ethereal Blade just hits too hard. And they back off for a while. I mean, 18k gold lead. Weaver can just go pick up his Skadi and then, you know, rejoin his team. Go for a push. Nature's Prophet, meanwhile, that is, just like I said, I love myself some Assault Curse plus Pipe builds, though. On any hero that can pick up a Maelstrom or similar things, it's just so great to go, if it's viable, both of those items, and then go for a couple of right-click items, you know, something. I love those hybrid area damage so much. Legion of Commanders, Stinger. Legion Commander loves to pick up Overpipe and Assault Curse because while you're dueling, you're taking a lot of big damage anyhow. May as well reduce it, you know. But still has all of the viable damage output that you need to stand a chance in those fights, really. And there is smoke coming on out. Execration, I wonder how they're
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Trying to come back here. If they could just kill off Genuel at the start of a team fight, it would be huge. The one hero still with one-shot range. Really have to make use of that effect. Morph doesn't quite want to go in this yet. And I mean, how do you take this fight? How do you take this engagement? Being on cooldown could already be enough of an open here. Meanwhile, EDZ just securing the runes in the backline. While those Illus keep walking up the high ground, keep just messing with the side of Execration. Look at the Weaver though, he hits hard, he hits fast, he's got everything a Weaver wants. Went for the movement speed here. I like both of the talents because both are ridiculous. And I think the game is just less 5 more minutes at this rate. Team Neon, they do not want to take any risks at all. I don't think they grasp anywhere near how far ahead they are though. Because against the Morphling, finishing right now, trying to just get the final team fight may be a lot safer than giving Palos all of his farm. I mean, yeah, the game is probably just lost, but if we look at the gold net worth, we can see the Morph in second place. There's the smoke onto Yopat, who is gonna roll out of there, and that's that. Down low Genuel on the Grimstroke.
Cut from the same cloth.
I'm hoping it's gonna be a very darn short respawn for the Roche here. I mean, well, on the other hand, I would love to see a comeback. I just think that a little stick at this point, even with more. Oh, and the Morph gets exactly scouted out as he finally tries to go forward a little bit, looking for a proper one-shot. Back up, Execration, they are doing the smart means out as much as they can. Even if this hero can just, you know, chop all of the lanes back in, make sure the Roche goes down pretty much for free here, and gets damage output now that he has a Daedalus finished up. That is definitely a mode free Roche. That is also a Weaver just pretty much immortal. RR will be caught as he was nearby the Roche. Just there's a bit of a contingency there. If he could have gotten an ultimate after everybody walks out of the Roche pit, maybe, you know, creates a space that way. I can see why he stuck around after warding there, but now what? Now you're up in a 4v5 against the Weaver, who is just about 6 slotted and
See you later, nerd.
those who missed which hero just died, and that was morphing, by the way. That's just how quickly we reduce people. Well, Raging Tornado will saturate another example. Halo still looks man fight up, even so. Those crits are hitting too darn hard. The Weaver still not sure which target to go for. It's just gonna try to go for the rampage here. Can he kill his Raging Tornado, get himself a rampage going? Not yet, at least. Looks like we are not gonna have a rampage on the Weaver. Oh, Team Neon. They pulled ahead at one stage of the game and they have just had their advantage. Played really tactical. And it looks like they are gonna get rewarded for that in the end. GG gets called. Yeah, that's a GG indeed. It's been a very interesting game up until the 25-minute mark, in my opinion at least. And I hope the next one is going to be a little bit closer, but Team Execration, they do deserve a lot of credits for trying to bring this game back around no matter how
5 seconds remaining. Radiant's turn to ban. Now's the time for diplomacy.
Well, that's rich coming from you, Kunkka. Dire's ban now.
Here's the Radiant ban.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire's ban now.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Dire's turn.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and with that we are back. The second game of the final best of 3 of the day. We got Team Neon Esports up against Team Execration, as either one of these teams can make it to a qualification here, but only one of them as it stands. The other one is sadly going to have to try again next season, as far as I understand it, so there is a lot on the line for either of these teams. That we got the Queen of Pain picked up again for Team Execration here. I wonder if that's going to be a support Queen of Pain or not. I feel like an aggressive Queen of Pain would pay for itself, but I don't know. I mean, we saw what the Nature's Prophet did last game. He has picked up again. And last game I mentioned how great Queen of Pain can be against Nature's Prophet, where we really didn't get a proper demonstration of that, so
The Dire get a ban.
Queen of Pain Grimstroke, that has some solid synergy though. I mean, a double dagger may be the one thing, but the Inkswell onto a Queen of Pain who then at the
5
exact right
seconds
time
remaining.
can blink in, that is huge. That is just basically,
Here's
you know,
the
10 power
Radiant ban.
War Runner with a blink dagger. That's just so nice you can do it. From minute 1 really. So
Dire's
last
ban
game, that
now.
alone wasn't enough to create the space that Team Execration need.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
And well,
Radiant's turn to
with
ban.
the draft having come together so far, both teams have to carefully consider which route they want this draft to take. I do like the Pangolier ban. That hero had huge impact, but the Chen ban here is so much more interesting because Team Execration, they say,
10 seconds.
well, we are expecting Team Neon Esports to try and go for a quick
5
win,
seconds
try and
remaining.
overwhelm us with a couple of multi-unit heroes,
The
with a
Dire
couple
get
of
a
hyper-aggressive
ban.
pushing machines. And, you know, with a tiny Nature's Prophet, you already got a ton of push, you already got a ton of creep clear. If Team Neon Esports get to any point where they don't have to worry about the enemy heroes, they can definitely take one objective after another without getting punished for it.
10 seconds.
Whether they can deal with the enemy heroes as easily is going to be
5
another question
seconds
as more of this
remaining.
draft unfolds, but Tiny Nature's Prophet definitely looks a little more push-oriented than most other Nature's Prophet combos.
Dire's turn.
And I
to
wouldn't mind a
pick.
fast game. I really wouldn't. I mean, that last one, it wasn't really close past the 35-minute mark or something. And Team Execration have really just been hoping for their opponents to make a mistake. However, regardless of who wins, I mean, preferably a third game, of course. The more Dota, the better. I think most of chat sympathizes with me on that,
5 seconds
but
remaining.
I could see a quick game in either team's favor here from the opening pick so far. I hope it's a core Queen of Pain. Like, yeah, it's hard to make work, and if she falls off, you're getting punished. But I like the way that hero just completely messes up team fights. If you got a high-level Queen of Pain all of a sudden jumping in, hitting 4 or 5 people with all of her spell combo, what do you do about that? That team fight is just lost. It all happens in an instant too, leaving the opponent disoriented.
Ten seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
And, well, with that Earth Spirit, Team Execration, they definitely do have the AoE damage, they definitely do have the team fight potential. If they
Dire's turn to pick.
want to just go for a core Queen of Pain, pick up like one big tank now in addition, it could be a core Earth Spirit once again. I mean, until his spell damage fell off, he was very relevant last game, but that's the thing. I have to talk about the spell damage, so maybe if anything, run the Earth Spirit
5
position
seconds remaining.
3, Queen of Pain position 2. Execration, they have to sort all of this stuff out in a very brief time frame. I'm just sitting here and talking. Man, am I glad I do not have to be the drafter. For a game like this, especially with the Disruptor, immediately countering out both the Earth Spirit and the Queen of Pain, neither one of them is really viable to getting glimpsed back or whatever. And it's gonna be an Abaddon, insane kill potential, especially with the Earth Spirit. I wonder if it's gonna be who are the 2 supports? We got 4 people that could all 4 play the support role for the side of Execration, and I hope they're gonna kind of counter that one out with some kind of an ultra high DPS melee carry, something like the Anti-Mage, like the Juggernaut. Maybe a bit faster. Juggernaut I like because he's
the Radiant back.
extremely fast, extremely aggressive.